why you complaining so much? Dang. After everything that happened, after everything, you do, you have something to complain about. You got to find something negative about it. After every interaction, after every dealing with your family, after every dealing with your friends, something got to be negative, and you got to complain about it. You got to complain about why ain't this happening? This ain't happening because this sucks, or this ain't good. They ain't never gonna be how it was supposed to be. It's just, there's always a problem with something. You always find problems and you always want to complain about it. And you wonder why things ain't getting better. Come on. There is power of life or death in the tongue. The tongue. See, that right there. That means you have the power to kill a situation or to revive a situation with your mouth, with your words, or what you speak. So if all you speak is negative, you killing that situation. You killing that relationship. You could destroy a relationship with one comment. If you say that one thing to your spouse, your partner, your sister, brother, mother, dad, that could ruin a relationship for a long time. That could kill that chapter or that whole relationship. You can burn bridges. You can kill an opportunity. You say one thing at a job interview, offsetting or really bad, you ain't gonna get that job. You ain't gonna get that opportunity again. But the opposite is true. You always do positive. So if you could say a compliment or speak encouraging things or say or find something positive and point it out of a situation, then it'll be positive. But yeah, nothing is ever going to get better if you keep finding the negative. I mean, this, apart from just this, the Israelites, when they were wandering through the desert for 40 years, they were complaining the whole time. They were doing other things that kept them out of the promised land. But the main thing, the entire time, they was complaining. Despite being fed, hydrated, protected, everything, they complained. And God had to keep them out of the promised land so a whole generation of complainers and sinners can die. Because they weren't going to handle the blessings when in the promised land. Because they saw everything so negative. And even if you're not a big spiritual person or a religious person and this, that, and the other, whatever, even if you don't believe in God, if you get what you put out. So if you keep saying and doing negative things, only negative things are going to come to you. It's cliche, it's redundant, but it's true. You reap what you sow and you attract what you put out. Even in psychology, just learned about this. It's called narrative therapy. It's all about how you tell your life story, right? And you tell your life story through a whole bunch of chapters of events that cause a real emotional reaction. But by having someone tell their story, you can tell a lot about them. It's like how they tell their story is how they view themselves. So if they're the hero and if a whole bunch of good things happen despite the bad things, then that person's pretty positive. But if a person only focuses on the negative, and if their chapters are just filled with negative stuff, and it's very narrow, a very narrow linear line, despite all these different events happening throughout their lives like everybody else, and they just focus on the negative stuff, then that's how they see themselves. And they wonder why negative things keep happening to them, because not only they purposely see just negative things, they subconsciously put themselves in negative situations because they think they just deserve negative, and that's all they see themselves as, is a victim of negative situations. So they keep putting themselves in negative situations, all because of how they talk about themselves. And when you talk about something, that's how you really think. Come on. Look, if we really paid attention to how we talk, we can really pinpoint most of the things that happen to us that are within our control. Now outside things, some things we can't just really control, and they really do suck. And some things are valid. And like your feelings are valid, but it's just like everybody goes through stuff. Everybody has sucky parts of their life. But to just see negative all the time and expect positive and expect things to get better, that's the definition of insanity. Because you keep doing one thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So if you want good things to happen, stop complaining. Control what you can control, focus on the positive, and then you'll do positive, and then more positive things will happen to you. So you have to think positive and notice positive things. You have to speak them out, and then then your behavior will match your thoughts, and then your behavior will attract more positive things, because that's all you're going to see. You're going to see just positive things. No more negative things. You're going to take it like it is. You're not going to have a misconstrued distortion of reality. So you're in control of your own reality. And your mouth is the proof of that. So you have life, and you have the power of life and death and the power of your tongue, y'all. So are you going to choose life and positivity, or you can choose death and complaining and whining about everything, expecting positive? So, all right, y'all.